That's fine.
Right. Go.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? This is Joe from BMT coming at you again. I'm wearing all black, as you already know, because I am a proud nationalist of my culture, or my culture I represent, which is black men. I like to actually do this talk right here, and I'm doing this talk, or more so a debate, with Mobu. And the question that we are going to debate about tonight is pretty much something that I would like to challenge you guys to actually ask the question of each other. And it's fair to ask, because right now we're being hit with that right now. Me as a man, as a black man, especially in my community, society, and all around. The question I want to ask you right now is, does our patriarchal nature as men need to die off? Now, hashtag red pill, hashtag it more, hashtag woke, hashtag whatever else you want to hashtag. But I want to ask the question right now, does our patriarchal nature as men need to die off? I would honestly want to tell you guys, no. I believe it's being attacked more so than ever. I believe that there's a call for action for all men. Because right now we're being judged unfairly, with a bias, with a dirty-ass nature that we're supposed to subjugate and follow by rules that don't play by any type of rules. We're being told to go by narratives that do not fit our own. Sexuality-wise, marital-wise, political-wise, job orientation-wise, and also school. All males on all fronts are being attacked. I feel like it's a threat and a call to action that all men need to step up on. So I pass it over to Mobu for his call on what he says about it, for his debates.
So the question is patriarchy being assaulted right now? Is that what you're saying?
Yep.
Are you basically saying in so many words that masculinity is under attack?
Yep.
Okay, I beg to differ. Because masculinity it's not under attack. The only thing that's under attack are the toxic elements of our society is what's under attack. Okay? The misogyny, the disrespect of women, the sexism, those things are being attacked because they are negative aspects of a man's nature. Hell, they're an aspect of humanity's nature, not just men.
Okay. So I would honestly ask, because at one point in time, it was courting to actually meet a man, for a young man to go meet a father to go talk to a daughter.
Right.
That was patriarchal leadership and also masculinity.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
We're also going to look at the fact that back in the day, that a man would protect a woman. He would protect a woman. He would protect her honor and different other stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that was also patriarchal because the woman understood that the man was superior and also could protect him. Why is that wrong to say that a man is superior with strength and also different other things that he has done throughout history? He has conquered. He has done a lot of stuff. Now, if we're only going to pull out the negatives about being a man, we forget that they look to you as a man to be a protector, a provider, and also the gatekeeper of a lot of things that is allowed in and out of the community. So why would we want the patriarchal leadership of a man to die off?
Give me a second. I'll finish the chip and I'll tell you.
Okay, I'll wait. But while you're eating your chip, I would also want to throw at you guys. For as long as we can remember, and I want to be very sincere. We hear this a lot, that women are asking, especially in the black community or most communities. Why now? When we look at the instance of the McDonald, the little girl incident, one thing that is always asked about is, where are the men? Now, as a man, if you're asking where are the men, that would mean that you would have to have me ahead in the forefront of leadership.
Right.
That would mean you have to have me in the forefront as leadership. If you want me to lead the charge, that means I gotta be in the front. Now, for me to say that, some people are going to disagree. Some women will say, no, why is it you as a man need to be the head of the household? Why should you be the leadership? Well, if I'm out there fighting, then that means I'm the general and the commander. It's just that simple. I don't mind you Cook, I don't mind you. If you want to join me on the battleground, that means we're gonna play by the rules. Now let's look at other ethnicities that have men in the home that are in the head of their leadership. Let's look at the Arabic. Let's look at the Arabs. If y'all want to say the Aramaic, they believe in cherishing their woman. They're very protective. They believe in making sure that the women follow their place as a woman in their role. Make sure that they have food, shelter, protection. Their men are very protective of their women. However, the man has the dominant presence of being a man. That is not to be challenged. He leads in a lot of things, whether it comes to politics, government, schooling, religion. If you want to go over to India is a heavily based patriarchal leadership. Not to say that the woman is not in the home. We're not taking away the fault that I have no us against a woman making moves. Like, I'm not going to take away her stewardship over helping rear the children. But at the end of the day, I should be making the final call. And if it falls on my watch as a man that I should fall, then guess what? Let that be my watch. I have no shame in going to my woman and say, hey, babe, I fucked up. Because that's the strength of being a man. When you make a mistake, you go and say, hey, I messed up. What did you notice that I did wrong?
You admitted.
What can we work on? That's not me being any weak, but that's me being a man. I'm not going to allow where all of a sudden that I'm hearing in the community or I'm hearing it throughout the nation that, hey, where's the call to action for men? But last time I checked, if you want the call to action for men, then I would honestly ask you, well, you women, are you going to follow the role of being that of a woman? And if you're not, then why are you calling for me? Why should I put my life on the line for a woman that's not going to appreciate my patriarchal leadership and my role as a man? If you're not going to appreciate me, then why the fuck do I need to lay down for you? That's balance. I've never seen that one war where they told the women to go out on the battlefield and die. Hey, y'all go out there and fight. Us men will stay home. If that's the case, then let's look at the black community right now. Because we see the black women going out there, and right now they're getting their ass kicked. Call it like we see it right now. And the men that y'all got going on right now, it ain't working. Because they're getting their ass locked up and dropped. The men that you do need, they're MIA. And the ones that are choosing to stay, you're not listening to them. That's straight across the board. The Asians aren't having this problem. And neither are Asians, the Native Americans, the Polynesians, the whites. You think they would have that problem, but on the upper echelon, they really don't. They don't. So I will pass it over to Mobu on how he feels on all of this. Go ahead, Mobu.
Well, let's go ahead and start with the various cultures that you say have it on lock with their women. Let's go ahead and pull out some of their issues. Yes, the Arabs may cherish and love and all that stuff for their women, but they're also the type that would also kill their woman for having sex outside of marriage. They're also the kind of culture that would, kill their daughter for dating someone outside of their religion. Mm-hmm. Honor killings. And let's go take a look at India. Mm-hmm. India has one of the highest rates of fucking rape and sexual abuse, in the world. Mm-hmm. So for all that vaunted amazingness, there's also a shitload of problems sitting beneath. Mm-hmm. And as for whites in the upper echelon not having this problem, of course they'll have their problem because the women have never had to fucking work.
Really? So
wait, now, hold on. Let me finish because I'll let you finish all what you were saying. Now, one thing I will agree with you upon is, I can't even say I agree with you, but we're going to this same line here. The reason why men aren't taking the forefront is because where were the fathers when we were being raised? That's the good question, isn't it?
I can answer
Where are our fathers when you and I were being raised? Okay, not all of us had full parent households. Okay, not all of us had full parent households. So where were they when it came? Because the problem I see right now is that there's not a lot of teaching of responsibility, of knowing what it is to be a man. And the only thing that we can extrude extract from being a man from what we see out there is a lot of toxic behavior. Now, if things were different, things would be different with us. If we had good examples of what good masculinity is, they will be passed on and it wouldn't be an issue here. But we really haven't now, have we?
Hmm.
So that's where it is on that. We didn't have our fathers had their fathers and grandfathers, okay? And their fathers had such and such all the way back. But we had an absent dad, or a dad that was always working, or a dad that was never there, or a dad that was never taught how to be a better man himself because he didn't have it himself.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Okay. So when it comes to that, when it honestly comes down to that, of talking about that. Now, one of the things that I know when you brought up those things of those different stuff that are pretty egregious. I made a comment one time. I made a comment about if my child cannot follow the rules to my household, they're out. They're out the house. I'm not compromising. I'm not trying to understand. Same thing. If anybody cannot follow the rules to my house, you see, that's the problem with a lot of black households. We don't stand by the rules that we set that are which predominantly the black household was built on a conservative thought process. Most households or most forward-moving households that are successful are on a progressive basis of income, of standard upkeep. That's how they think. That's how they manipulate throughout the society. Most African immigrants who come over here and they're with their woman, that's how they progress. Now, when we bring up about the rape over there, and when we bring up the rape, now, first of all, if the men are positively in the area, are there. Let's be for real. Let me be realistic. In lower impoverished areas, there's going to be a high incline of rape. There is. There's going to be a high incline of rape. Now, if the woman's under that type of stewardship under the man, there's a reason why in some Arabic countries, and I'm not under no circumstance am I trying to bolster for Arabic countries because I've been over there. I've been at war with a lot of them. But they had a system set up where, listen, so long as you follow my rules, you don't have to worry about that. You don't go nowhere without that of the presence of a man. Do not even engage in a conversation with that of a man because you don't want to give that man any time a chance to have some type of lust. We're not going to pretend like that's not real. Why do you think they tell a lot of women to cover up? Now, is that right? We can all say, well, in the U.S., that's messed up. We should be able to do that. Okay, so if you want to go off of that basis of that point of thought, and under no circumstance am I telling you women how to dress, but understand that you invite the creeps. This is not no type of shame, but we want to be realistic. If you with your man, let's say you're with your man, there's a sense of presence of protection. This is why back then you couldn't talk to daddy's girl if she's with who? Daddy or her brothers. Because you got to go to that line of protection. You got to go to that line of masculinity, that patriarchal presence. If that ain't no boy going to step up to that type of guard. Why? Because he understood that, yo, I can't bullshit these guys. I can't. Now, from the fact that when Mobu brought up the point that, hey, well, these boys out here, we didn't have our fathers like that. And yes, I'm not going to lie. Throughout black codes, which we accepted through feminism that adopted into black feminism, which fucked up a lot of the community. And we're going to call it like I see it. Because let's be for real. Before feminism came into the black community, we were like this. We were like this. If I marched, she marched. If I got my ass kicked, she patched me up. If I went to work and I took care of my household, it went straight to that household where that woman and those 5 kids were at. Y'all can say that's old school thinking, but guess what? It was working. And you can't say other ethnicities weren't doing that. The Asians, they got put into slavery, building the railroads. They stayed together. The Indians got marched. They stayed together. The whites, when they were battling with each other for this goddamn piece of land, they stayed together. But the minute we were offered a silver lining deal, and I'm not gonna lie, we should have never took the Judas contract for that goddamn welfare state shit. It was a shitty deal through and through. Because the minute that doggone Yoko Ono was saying that women are the niggers of the world, I was saying that's some bullshit. That's some bullshit. First thing that they always did was emasculate the man, beat him, rape him, do something horrid to that man in front of the women and the other men. So that way nobody would speak out. They would beat and kill 2 to 3 slaves in front of somebody. The British will walk out some man out of the goddamn village and fire squad. Now, in today's time, they will have an alleged accusation about a man, destroy him publicly, and then show the other man, if you say something bad or buck against this, you're next. But then I will hear the turnabout, whereas to the brothers who did what they're supposed to do, who actually made it through the marshes of fuckery. But let's be for real. The men that Mobu was talking about in his talking point, they're not there like that. They're not really there like that in the community. If that was the case, then we wouldn't have this type of rampant, disgusting behavior that we got going on right now. We wouldn't have to be having a debate about a woman getting raped in a club. But she would have gone there with her mate. And if she didn't go there with her mate, she would have had enough decency to say, you know what? And I want you to understand, under no pretense am I saying what I saw in that video was okay. But I'm going to be realistic. If she has some type of connection with her man, if she did, she would have thought of her man and said, you know what? Do I want other people to see what my man should only be seen? I'm being realistic. Because if I truly care about my woman, would I be showing my penis to other women? If you care about your mate, if Mobu's mate truly fucks with him, would she be sharing her shit with other people without his consent or his permission? You see,
that's the word. Without
his consent or permission. See, that's the thing about it. When it comes to the patriarchal type of empire, see, that's the thing about it. I wouldn't do nothing. I'm not going to do nothing without the consent of my house. See, that's the one thing I'm going to teach y'all that I had to learn. The man serves the family serves under the man. The king serves the people serve and help the king. As long as the king is fighting the battles and winning the war, the people will prosper. The people prosper and they bring it to the king. The king has more resources to go out and conquer and do more. Such is the cycle. But because we didn't have that in the black community, yes, we dealt with incarceration. Yes, we dealt with doggone stigmatism. Yes, we dealt with doggone gentrification. Yes, we dealt with what's the thing called when they did they put something in our women that way they couldn't properly reproduce. They couldn't properly reproduce.
Sterilization?
Yeah, we dealt with sterilization. That was actually, you can look that up. Y'all can look that shit up. I would honestly tell you, I don't agree. I stick to this. I don't agree with abortion. Because right now, we got enough dead. 3 out of 4, and this is something I always get towards y'all for feminism. 3 out of 4 children are going to be born a female. 3 out of 4 are going to be born a female. Why would a feminist be happy to put down a younger female? Why would you want to do that? Especially as black children, we get put into the system the most. So you're saying that I'm supposed to co-sign my children being killed, being domesticated, being beaten and shot? At what point am I having anything to hand my legacy over to? Now, for the black men that did buck or did try to fight, or any type of masculine man that did try to fight, first of all, I'm gonna be for real. If there are men in that community, R. Kelly wouldn't have got to do the shit that he was doing. I'm gonna be for real.
I agree.
If R. Kelly was in that system, if R. Kelly was dealing with men, he would never got to do the shit that he was doing. But there weren't any men. Again, the fuckery can only happen if there's no men around. You're not gonna tell me that those thugs and all those heathens running around, fucking and impregnating and doing all that crazy shit, I'm supposed to respect them as men. You're not gonna tell me the people that are selling dope and doing all the type of buffoonery that I'm supposed to respect their hustle as men. That's not hustling. That's called poisoning. That's called damaging. That's called the beta male effect. I would honestly challenge you women, before I pass it to Mobu, what type of boys are y'all raising that are doing this to you, that is doing this to your fellow women?
Good question.
I pass it on to you, Mobu.
But what am I supposed to say here?
I've told you. The thing about it, I would honestly want to ask you, with the rate that the black community is going right now, do we need the men back? Or do you think that we're going to last another 40 years at this rate?
Well, if you had asked me that 10 years ago, I'd be like, hell no. But with the amount of people awakening and understanding and knowing what's going on and dealing with what's going on, we're going to be all right. We just have to stop being divided over dumb shit. Like, honestly, we have to stop being divided over dumb shit. Because we're divided over the dumbest shit for no fucking reason other than, well, I don't agree with it. Tough shit.
What is it that we're divided over?
Yeah, divided. We are divided over the dumbest shit.
Such as?
Abortion rights. One question. Do you carry children in your body for 9 months?
No.
Do you experience menstruation?
Nope.
Okay, then you really don't have anything to say about what a woman decides to do with her body.
I do. You don't know what happened. I do have to deal with the financial and stressful and mental burden of that child for up to 18 to 21 years.
Yes. That's if she decides to have it. If she doesn't decide to have it, you don't have to deal with anything.
She can come back and
you're like, well, what if it's my choice? Well, guess what? If you were father enough to make the baby, and if you knew you was going to nut into her and make a child, you could tell her, yo, I'm willing to make the sacrifice to take care of this child. Okay. I'll take care of the child.
Wait. Pause. If what you're just saying is true, where she has the choice, but the father wants to be in that child's life, the father wants it, then why doesn't the mother just get the child to the father?
You know what? That actually does happen. Happens more than you know. I personally know of at least 3 single fathers who, once they got divorced from their wife, guess who got the kid? Right?
Okay.
But you have to understand that there are a lot of men out here, okay, who will, once they find out the chick they've been banging for the last 3 years is pregnant, oh, that baby ain't mine. You better get an abortion. I ain't taking care of that bastard. And tell me I'm wrong. Because there are many men out there like you and me who, oh shit, I got you pregnant. Well, I got to take care of this. I'm willing to take care of this. No, a lot of them are, oh, hey, my baby. So when we get rid of the shucking and jiving away from shit, because that's something I could never understand. Okay, I could never understand why we as black men hate paying child support, hate taking care of our children. Why is that? Why do we hate it so much? Why do we deny, oh, that's not my child, even though you know it's your kid? Why do we do that? And then we get upset when, oh, well, she aborted it. She probably aborted it because she couldn't afford to take care of it herself. She didn't have a single bit of support from you, sir, to take care of that child, so she went ahead and aborted it. And you ain't got shit to say because you didn't want it in the first place. Now, did you? So if we're going to talk about, oh, well, abortion is wrong, let's go ahead and talk about making personal responsibility the right thing. How about that? How about that? Until then, until we can teach boys who get girls pregnant to become men and fathers, I want to hear shit what you got to say about having abortions. Because you ain't carrying that child. You ain't got to deal with that shit, okay? If you was man enough to make it, you should be man enough to take care of it. If you're not man enough to take care of it, you have given up your rights to do so. You have given up your rights to an opinion on how they do so. As for other things we're divided over, patriarchy, feminism, all that shit. Look, it's all the same thing. It's all rights for people who don't really have them. You say back in the 50s we were all big together. Guess what? Back in the 50s, we ain't have no choice but to all stick together. There were no opportunities for women of color like they are now. There were no opportunities for women in general like they are now. The reason why your grandma and grandpa stayed together for so long wasn't because she loved him. It was because she had no motherfucking choice.
Okay, so let me hit on the first one. The first one I'm gonna hit on about the patriarchal thought process. I would honestly tell any woman that why would you allow access? Why would you allow a man access to inseminating you? Why would you allow any type of access to any man inseminating you without any type of guarantee of protection? If you again, this is why there was checks and balances of there being a man as the bridge before you could go talk to that man. Like honestly, and for some of you women, y'all get swayed by the boys or the betas or the pookies, the buffoonery. Y'all get swayed by that. Like I said, I mean honestly, if there were men there, it's still in the community, you wouldn't have this issue. You wouldn't. Because ain't no father gonna allow just any old kind of boy around where he put in 18-year investment. My children are all investments. I'm not gonna allow any old type of fool or girl around them. I'm not gonna allow no girl that had a bunch of kids to come around my son. Nah. He has a full free ride. Nah. I'm not gonna allow no boy who don't have no proper education, who don't have no credit, who don't have no housing, who don't got nothing going for himself to actually get the fuck with my daughter. Now they tell he can show me he can keep that shit up for a goddamn 5 to 8 years. Now y'all can say, Joe, that's controlling. That's called prevention. And you see, that's what other people do. And it works. And then my kids will come back and say, you know, Dad, thank you. Because you raised that standard so high that not anybody can reach my type of apple on the tree. Not anybody. See, that's the problem. That's the problem with a lot of y'all. Because y'all allow people to fuck with y'all. Now let's be for real. Now let's look at the next thing. When you talked about the abortion. Now, if y'all want to go about the abortion thing, I mean, birth control is free. Let's hit on that shit. Y'all want to run that to me about abortion, but you run a higher risk of getting a doggone abortion than you do getting birth control. If you spent more time getting your curriculum and getting your shit together, you wouldn't have time to be fucking around.
If sex education classes were more comprehensive aside from abstinence only, we wouldn't have this problem.
Well, guess what? Sex education, that's one thing. See, I always find it interesting as much as we're teaching about sex education and as much as they're putting different classes of alternate lifestyle and sexual activity in the school, which is more so than ever now, younger kids are getting more pregnant than ever versus back then when they didn't talk about it as much and they focused more on trades, schooling, and actually education and family. There was more stable. There was more stability.
Really?
So you can go look it up. Let's see. They weren't talking about such education like that. The females weren't overbearing and showing their body like that. They weren't.
I want you to find out. I want you to look at the places where teen pregnancy is at its highest, and then I want you to look at their sexual education classes. And I can guarantee you one thing: an overwhelming amount of them will be abstinence-only sexual education, or they have no sexual education whatsoever.
Question.
The Dutch have been teaching sexual education classes for years. All kinds of things, right? You know what? Their teen pregnancy rate is the lowest probably in the world. Okay? Their STD rate is the lowest in the world. Why? Because they teach their children young that these things exist and they're perfectly normal. And if you're going to engage in these things, be safe.
I got a question. So when you go off of the Dutch, mind you, that the government has a heavy influence on everything.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so if that's the case, mind you,
Democratic socialism works.
now let's look at that. What that's saying, from what you just pointed out, that you would rather have a foreign. What you're saying is that people aren't smart enough to be responsible for their own action. They need the government to have to monitor and keep them in check.
Okay, see, now you're just taking it overboard.
No, but that's what it is.
The government isn't
Democratic
keeping
socialism.
the government isn't keeping them in check. The government is looking out for the well-being of the people as a whole.
What do we call
not just a, not just a certain subsection of people that can afford to be looked after. Everyone is looked after.
So what if we make birth control mandatory?
Then that's great, honestly.
Oh.
That gives people the ability to, like, okay, well, I know I have birth control coming. I don't have to worry about spending money for it. I don't have to worry about making the decision of, am I going to be getting some ass tonight and have to be protected for it, or do I have to buy food?
So that would mean, honestly, that the government should monitor your check and your taxes and pretty much take the portion out and also put that towards your health care. So that way we can make sure that you women and you men, or predominantly you women, because honestly, it starts at the woman. The woman is the one who is a life giver. So if we honestly do that, then that means we don't have to worry about after baby. Now, mind you, let's look into this. Let's look into this. Because right now, one of the biggest things that we want to have is no such thing as a freelance taxpayer pay for that. Yeah, I agree with you on that one. See, that's the thing about it. If you want the government to have more lord and leadership over you, I mean, we can also look at the black community right now, but that's government funded right there, and we see all the shit that's going right now.
Yes, because it's being paid to keep. It's paying to keep you stupid. It's not paying to uplift you.
Okay, so now, hold up. So you're waiting for the government to uplift you?
I'm waiting for the government to do what it says it's supposed to do as a compassionate society. That's what I'm waiting for.
Where does it say that the government is a compassionate society?
America was built to be a compassionate society.
Where does it say that?
That's all over all of our shit.
Where?
That's in our Constitution. That's in our Bill of Rights. That's on the goddamn Statue of Liberty. In so many words. I'm not going to say it says that exactly, but we're supposed to be a compassionate society. We're supposed to be.
I never saw that, but I will tell you honestly, as me as a man, I do not need nobody to lord over me and to tell me how I need to make my news, because honestly, we've seen already how that works out.
Go to a fucking island. Go buy an island and live there on your own.
Well,
okay. Get rid of the cops. Get rid of the electricity. Get rid of the gas. Get rid of all this shit that your taxes pay for. Okay, and do it on your own, since you're such a man that doesn't need anybody to lord over you. In fact, stop paying taxes. Stop obeying laws. Do what you do.
Now,
you're the man, right?
Now let's see. He said, "Oh, one guy said he got it." Yeah. Thank you, Cynical. Yeah, I thought so. So it said nothing about compassion in the Constitution or there. But, however, it does tell you the rights that you have a right to do, and also what you have a right to, freedoms that you have to, take part in. Now, when it comes about that, and honestly, like I could tell a lot of black women or black men, you have the right to fuck who you want to or take part of who you want to take part of. Now, like I was saying, if you are under that type of guidance and leadership, see, this is why other communities, they don't be hitting this type of snag where it comes to see, the first line of government that you learn is your household, is the home. Now, this is why I tell you, this is why you need black. This is why you men. This is why the matriarchal system does not work, because it sways by the wind to any old damn fart or anybody that screams or yells at it. Real men, we don't have to do that. We don't have to do that. I set the laws. If you don't follow by it, you need to get the fuck on out. If y'all want to know look at the Amish, the Mormons, look at the Nation of Islam, look at a lot of systems that they all set up for themselves, where the man is the dominatory functioning pinnacle. He sets the rules. If you don't go against the rules, you get out. If you don't converge to the rules, you get out. I mean, life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness doesn't say anything about compassion. I agree with you, Cynical. And the thing about it that we got to be realistic about is that for men, y'all, we're getting far away from our nature. I'm never going to let no woman tell me as a man how I need to conduct myself if I already have my moral compass as a man, what I need to go by. When I have society telling me as a man what I need to do, what I already know I'm supposed to do, that's a problem. Now, not too long ago, Mobu said nobody should tell you have to pay child support. Nobody should tell you have to pay child support. But however, then you're going to democratic socialism, where now you got men who are not the father of some of these children. They're being told that they have to pay child support. They're being told that they have to take care of children that are not theirs. However, if the woman was so independent, she would have no need of what? The government. This is why I'm so happy for that government shutdown, because that means a lot of these motherfuckers who ain't out there fighting and doing what they need to be doing and scratching like everybody else, I'm glad. But that means your ass, either you're going to make it or your ass going to get, or your ass is not going to make it, and you're going to have to get your ass in line. But honestly, I don't give a shit. I really don't give a damn. You can't follow with the rules. Don't play the game. Just like you said, move to a fucking island. Take yourself out the electricity. You see, that's one thing I know about a lot of these niggas. A lot of y'all niggas ain't gonna do that. What Mobu's saying, y'all ain't gonna follow by that. If y'all ain't gonna follow by the rules, y'all don't even like the fucking cops. But see, a lot of y'all women will call the cops on your baby daddy. A lot of y'all will go get the system to go get that man to pay that doggone child support. See, that's the buffoonery. You don't fuck with the system, but y'all use the system more than anybody to try to keep man in check. But however, then you'll bitch about the matrix, then y'all bitch about the masculinity, but then you'll go get a system set up by men to get men to want to fuck with you. See, that's the hypocrisy I'm seeing. You want to talk about, well, Jim Crow forced black people to work together, and that was true. It did. Because now I don't have to fuck with those who don't want to work. And see, that's the thing about socialism. Socialism is one of those systems where, hey, you don't want to take part in, which we do have some socialism systems set up in the government. Some of them that we use, like for the roads, states, taxes, different stuff like that, which is smart because the people pay for the army, and the army goes out there and wins the fights. But however, mind you, Mobu is a veteran just like me. We already know that no army fights for free. I don't put out my services for free. So why should you? Now, if you want to be part of that type of underbelly system of socialism, then guess what? You can't talk about moving up the ladder. You can't talk about doing better for yourself. You can't talk about as a man that, yo, I want my kids to not have to work as hard as I am. Oh, wait, I'm under a socialism type of democratic system. Just like he said, democratic. However, Democrats have been running the black community. Where's the black community right now? In the gutter. Let's just be for real. Anything run democratic, as long as you black people should already know it, how's it looking for y'all right now? Where are the men? How's it going for the women? What's going on with all the children? This is all run by Democrats. So do you really think a democratic matriarchal system is going to work for you black men? Or any type of man? Let's be for real with that.
You are confusing the party for the system. But the Democratic Party in itself is flawed as fuck. I'm not gonna lie about that. So the Republicans are corrupt as shit, and Democrats are corrupt as shit as well. Okay? Because the party itself is fucked up. But the system itself, when done properly, when democratic socialism is done properly, the way it normally is supposed to be, like in Iceland, it's a beautiful thing. It fucking works.
I got a question. Who protects and who protects and does majority of the militaristic and financial stuff for Iceland? We do. America.
No, not really, bro.
Yes, we do. Yes, we do. Yes, we do. A few of my friends are over there. They go over there to Iceland. And one of them has a dual citizenship, his wife. Yes, we do. You can look it up. They don't got no. Most of those countries that when y'all name up these countries like Switzerland and Ireland, they don't have no army. They don't have no military. Why do you think
they don't need one?
You know why? But guess what? They're under the UN. Oh yeah, mind you. Hold on. Mind you. How's the UN been doing for Africa and lower impoverished countries? Oh right, they're in debt. They take resources and things from one area and put it towards another area. And then after that say, well, look how this area is doing. But then again, the other area where the immigrants are coming from, say, well, you're taking from us, so why shouldn't I be able to come into your country? Why? I mean, why would any man want to put his faith in so much of the system when, if you're not going to go by the system that I implement in my home, why should I believe in that system? Why would any man do that? The first code, like we talked about on MOT's channel, is me. This is why I say masculinity is so much needed, especially in our communities. If we don't got no type of patriarchal nature as men, guess what? You fall sway to anybody. Who's going to stand up for you? I got to ask you, ladies, what kind of man do you want? If you want the weak jellyback man, that's fine. But then see, when that man gets effeminate and really in his feelings, and you start saying some shit that snaps off him, and he starts beating your ass, and we've seen the videos. We've seen the videos where you see a real man can control his actions. A real man will control his actions. You hit him. You ain't gonna, first of all, you ain't gonna put your hands on him. He's gonna stop that shit dead in its tracks. Second off, he's never gonna stay in a situation where you're gonna put him in danger. He's gonna be like, I'm getting the fuck out of here, or you're gonna leave. But that effeminate man, that beta simp, he don't mind beating your ass. Hell, he'll kill you. He'll do whatever it takes. Because he cannot handle with the system that you set up on him. He'll kill and he'll destroy. Time and time again. He's that type of man who likes living in a matriarchal system, who likes being under some type of control. Is that what y'all really do want? Because if that is, then let's be for real. They've been lacking on protecting you black women, or women in general. When y'all women get the fuck knocked out of y'all, or they get dragged or whatever, those men don't ever show up. As much time y'all go hard, you know it's crazy, as hard as I'm seeing women go hard for these thugs in the prison and different other shit, why aren't these thugs fighting and beating back the system and the police and all this shit? As many guns and crazy shit that they got going on, why don't we see them bucking back?
Because it's set up to fight each other.
Oh.
I mean, like, you say all these things, you keep forgetting the systems and like the root cause of all this stuff. You think it just happens? There's a root cause to all of this shit, but you know what? Never mind.
Okay. So so if there's systems set up, wouldn't you want to get with the man or that brother or that man who already knows how to maneuver within the system and elevate himself? So that way, hey, if you're doing that, can you teach us how to do that? Can you teach us how to build up our money so that way we don't have to be under the system, but maneuver through the system to where we can use it to our advantage? I mean, honestly, the Italians, the Arabs, the Armenians, the Sicilians, different people I've seen have done that. They're putting their people in different seats of power. Now you got two Arabic women in Congress. They're doing stuff and using talking points for their people. Not for black people, for their people. They know how to use you black people, just like that Kamala Harris witch. I want you to understand that. Everybody knows how to use
it for us in the first place, so
well,
I mean, that's not even a thing.
Well, let's. I mean, but we're gonna be for real. Like everybody who's putting their people, like I said, something happened to the Asians. See, first of all, the Asians don't have the problem like we have. They don't. There's less of them. But the thing about it is, they understand that like whenever one thing happens, they stand up. They do what they're supposed to do. They didn't take the deal that was given to them by the government. Why would I want to take the deal that's given to you by the government? The government's never going to allow you to surpass them. So why would you take a deal, any kind of deal from the government? That doesn't make any sense. It doesn't. Like I said, I just wanted y'all to think and just hear this out. We didn't want to go too long. We just wanted to do this quick talk. If y'all do like this one, please let us know. Shout out to Mobu for coming through for us doing this debate. Tell me, who do you agree with? Do you agree with Mobu that, hey, the patriarchal system that has been toxic and hurting the community? Or do we need a masculine approach to come on back and help get our community and our way of life back in line? This is Joe from Black Male Talk. I thank you, as well as I thank Mobu for coming on the show. He didn't have to, but I didn't want to keep him on too late. He has to get to bed. You guys, thank you very much. Y'all have a good night, and I got to go do another show. Peace.